All right, we got Lexi.
I hate with a passion that I was born in a generation where it's not cool to show that you care for someone. When did that even become a thing? Why are we like this? When did we collectively decide that as a society that we're just going to be nonchalant and not show that we care? Like, that was the cool thing to do, because I did not vote for that. I have always been a lover girl. I've always expressed my emotions and my feelings. If I love you, I love you. I will tell you that I love you. If I care for you, I will show you that I care for you. And what's crazy is that's what humans are meant to do. We're meant to share, love each other, and be there for each other.
Okay, so that's all very, very idealistic, of course. It changed when the world changed. Thanks to social media, we have way more exposure to situations that have officially changed the game. Girls in the modern era perceive a guy showing interest as him being desperate. When a girl perceives a guy as being desperate, she perceives him as being lower value. A girl cannot be physically attracted to a guy that she perceives as lower value. You can say all this mumbo jumbo about how we're supposed to share love and whatever, but this is all very idealistic. Idealistic and not necessarily true. Survival is always number one. Then the feel-good stuff comes second. When it comes to survival, of course, power is much more important. The thing that they're never going to admit, of course, is that for them, as women, power is equal to love. When they feel that the guy is powerful, typically psychologically so, this is what creates the foundation for attraction. Being nonchalant signals that another person doesn't have power over your emotions. The more you think about it, the more it makes perfect sense. Let's keep going.
Now we're in this nonchalant era where it's like, oh, you don't want to message them too much, or you don't want to show that you care too much for them, or they're gonna leave you. You don't want to give them too much attention. Oh, he took an hour to respond to me. Well, I'm gonna take 2 hours to respond to him.
So this concept right here that you're talking about is purely due to feminism. So if you want to blame somebody, blame feminism. Feminism will tell you that women need to be exactly equal to men and they need to become more masculine. Not responding to somebody on principle is a masculine characteristic. When a girl tries to get even in this way, it's usually due to the fact that she's possessed by the masculine. She thinks that men and women are perfectly equal. If he does it to me, I have to do it to him. Unfortunately, this cannot be further from the truth. We're built and designed differently. We don't respond the same way to the same stimulus. When a girl tries to posture up, it's typically an attitude that she inherited from somebody else, whether it be society or her parents. It's rarely due to her experience. This is typically due to the fact that men are always sold as the bad guys and they have to always be defensive around men.
I'm just gonna play it cool. Why should we have to play it cool? And why do we have to play all these stupid little games with each other? The amount of TikToks that I've seen where girls are like, you don't want to show too much interest in him or you're gonna scare him away. Let him run away. Why is that a bad thing to show someone that you actually like that you
It's definitely not a bad thing for a girl to display her affection towards the guy. We, on the other hand, have to be a little bit more careful. A huge percentage of women get turned off when we as men come off too strong. There's the risk it can come off as desperate. So you can do it all you want. We typically can't, especially not up front.
like them? It's crazy. Why are we like this? It feels so backwards. If you like someone, show that you like them. If you want to respond to them in 5 minutes after they waited 2 hours to write you, write them back in 5 minutes. If anything, you're just being your true authentic self and they're just showing their true colors to you. Why would you ever want to dim yourself just to fit a societal standard that now it's normal to not care? Because it is messed up and it shouldn't be a normal thing. We should be showing that we care. And that's where the world is kind of falling apart, in my opinion, is people don't actually show that they care for each other. We need more of that. We need more kindness. And whoever I'm going to be with, they're going to be a reflection of me. So I'm going to continue showing that I care. And the right person will accept that. Bottom line, the right person will be the exact same and they'll actually like that quality. Because they should like that quality. I don't want to be with someone that doesn't like someone that doesn't show that they care. You know?
Any masculine guy wants to be shown that. There's not a single masculine guy ever that will say, I hate it when my woman offers me affection. As I already said, go blame the feminists that would prefer to play power games out of fear and anxiety instead of just doing the right thing. More often than not, men are just a mirror anyways. They reflect back what you give them. Not necessarily because they want to, but because they need to. Alright, Jenna Lavena.
Women care about you the most when you stop caring about them. And before there's those motherfuckers in my comments being all like, stop encouraging this. If something's the truth, I'm gonna talk about it, whether I encourage it or not. Just from what I've seen with most women is that when a man like shows her that he really cares about her, and it ends up backfiring because she's so used to dating the guys who are like perfect, but they're also bad boys, if that makes sense. Because those bad boys have a perfect balance between their life and girls. And they have other priorities that go before that woman, which makes them more attractive, which makes them more masculine.
Basically, to summarize everything that she said, those guys have abundance. With that abundance, they have a degree of power. This power isn't physical in nature, it's completely psychological. The party that has the least to lose has the most power. Girls are naturally drawn to this dynamic. They want the guy to be more powerful psychologically than them. I don't make the rules, of course. I just report them, and this girl, luckily, is actually telling the truth. And so many people are going to disagree, but this is why I keep saying, most of this information is always going to be esoteric. It's reserved for the special few that want to understand the truth, not because of their ego or not because they want to buy into a fantasy, but because they genuinely care about what the truth is. You may not see it as a flattering fact, of course, but I think it's much more advantageous to play within your natural role because life will reward you better that way than trying to fight your whole life to do something you were never meant to do. Let's keep going.
I mean, if you find that small percentage of women like me, then obviously this advice doesn't go for your situation.
It's funny how she even laughed about the comments she made because she knows that she's being self-absorbed by admitting that she's special by not being like that. She's got to be aware to some degree, which is why it's funny.
Even if you like her, have your together and have your own life. Coaching and bye. No.
I'm not sure how many more confirmations people will need, but they'll keep coming. Hey guys, before we keep going, I want to let you know about my Modern Dating Mastery course. For those of you that don't know, Modern Dating Mastery focuses on teaching you everything you need to know when it comes to mastering modern dating. Whether you're just starting to date or you want to refine your knowledge further, I made this course for everyone. I've helped thousands of guys and their biggest struggle is communicating with women and understanding them. Even if they had a girl that was in love with them, eventually they would lose respect and the relationship would end. Or they would try too hard to be nice and end up their personal servant. Sometimes it's just as simple as being perceived the incorrect way. The truth is, most of them were great guys that were sadly misinformed about what women want. When I taught them the truth, things became a lot easier and their confidence in dating life improved. This is my goal with what I teach in Modern Dating Mastery. I go over all the mainstream dating lies you guys are told and correct them with the truth. And then I follow up with some theory to go over all the different ways that women will test you when you're dating them. Fundamental tests, social tests, physical tests, emotional tests, and even financial tests. Each section has videos where I break down exactly how she'll test you and how to respond. There are over 60 videos in total, and the course comes with a PDF cheat sheet for quick review. For those of you who are interested, I've got the course on sale right now for 67% off. Click the link at the top of the description to learn more about it. Alright, let's get back to the video. Another one by Stariel Hope.
Men, pay attention because this study is going to give you a competitive advantage with women. So this study...
I hate to pause it so quickly, but I need to point this out right away before we even start. This will give you a competitive advantage with women. I thought that dating wasn't a game and that it wasn't a competition. Isn't that what a huge percentage of women online are going to tell you?
We looked at the differences between what men find attractive in women and what women find attractive in men. So men tend to prioritize physical attractiveness and health in their partners, indicators of fertility, while women value traits like intelligence, emotional stability, and earning potential. Do not be that guy who sees this and then suddenly says, oh, look, all women care about is money, okay? Yes, financial ability to provide is a factor, but there's two other really important things there, and I want to focus on one of them, which is the emotional stability piece. I started the Institute for Relational Intelligence, and we've been doing our own research there, looking into the emotional stability piece because it's a big one. It's way more important to women than most men realize, and almost no men are cultivating this, training this, developing this, which means that if you do this as a man, if you cultivate your emotional intelligence, if you train your emotional resilience and your stability, if you train that ability to provide safety within yourself and safety for a woman, you are going to have a competitive advantage. I know a couple men who do this really, really well because they're in my industry and they do not make that much money, but women flock to them. And there are a lot of men who are over relying on their money. So if you're one of those men who actually does earn well, but hasn't taken the time to cultivate your emotional stability, your emotional resilience, your emotional intelligence, you haven't found the relationship or you don't have the quality of relationship that you want yet,
What do I keep telling you guys over and over and over again? This video right here is in direct opposition to all those guys that like to pretend that looks are everything when it comes to women. Obviously it's not, and the real ones understand that. When it comes to emotional stability, of course, which guys tend to be the most emotionally stable? The nonchalant ones. Think of a guy like Future, for example. So many idiots have such a hard time rationalizing how a guy like Future can have such success with women. Of course, they're always going to blame his fame and money, but is it really because of that? Or is it because he's so nonchalant and he's unaffected by anything that anybody does? Women obviously perceive nonchalance as emotional stability. The crazy thing, of course, is that perception is legitimately correct. When you're the type of guy that's not affected by anything, of course you're going to be more emotionally stable. Don't listen to the wrong advice, guys. Be nonchalant. I promise it'll work.
that is most likely the reason. The world's top performers are starting to figure this out. Kobe Bryant was talking about it recently. Andrew Huberman was talking about it recently. If you look around, the people who are really paying attention are tracking that emotional intelligence training is crucial for the next wave of optimization. And I've spent
Be careful with this buzz term, emotional intelligence. A lot of people use emotional intelligence incorrectly. In this context, when she's referring to emotional intelligence, what she means is your ability to not be emotional or to control your emotions, however you want to word it.
the last decade reverse engineering these tools for efficient and effective ways to train emotional intelligence and teaching them to my high net worth clients. So if you want to learn more about this, go ahead and follow me because I've got a bunch of videos on it.
You have to be nonchalant, guys. This is the secret. I can list off a couple examples, even the ones that she mentioned. Kobe Bryant is a great example. He was extremely chalant when he was off the court, but on the court, he was the most nonchalant guy ever. He wouldn't get emotionally affected, and that's why he was so ruthless. As I've already said, guys, do not let them convince you that being nonchalant is not the way to do it. The only girls who are going to claim this isn't the truth are the ones that want to drain you of your energy to their benefit. You really don't need them in your life. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out Modern Dating Mastery in the description below.